Okay, so this class I'll be talking about joins especially. So let's write a very good application. Let's write an e-commerce application. If you guys can remember that we have discussed about a product, user and order tables 4 classes back. It was the first class in database, so we have discussed there. Navigate there if you have any questions there. So we have discussed how to normalize the data there. So that's what we're gonna do here. So let's name this as Tutoslive underscore store. Okay, this oh, it's already there, it seems. It's here. Yeah, I have nothing. So we had 3 tables in that. So I'm gonna discuss that real quick, like what kind of tables we'll be having. So every e-commerce store, okay, will have a products table, right? E-commerce is all about products. I hope so. Then e-commerce sells these products that store, right? So it must be having, oops, it must be having customers. So whom do they sell to? They only sell to customers, right? Then e-commerce store, if a customer purchases a product, e-commerce store will have orders, right? I hope I'm making sense here with the table names. So products, customers and orders, these are our 3 tables. Let's start with products because every store will start with accumulating products. So let's start with products. Okay, if you say okay, I can go forward, or else I feel like you guys are not getting it. How do I interpret it? Okay, okay, we can talk, no problem. So fine, let's go here. Products. So I have a naming convention for the tables and the field names. Again, find it in the previous classes. I'm not going to explain that again. So let me say I have 6 fields. It doesn't matter how many fields I have. So I use PHP because it's pretty easy to pick it up. Okay, even if you are a fresher, or even if you are a new person, or even if you are an experienced guy, I don't know, some people might feel like, they may come from a Unix or Linux environment and they feel like, okay, PHP is not that visually good, but yeah, bear with it because it's easy to use. So as I said, every table has an ID. So let's say int 10 because we may have so many products. And coming to the attributes, I don't have a default. Unsigned because product IDs, they won't go negative anytime. And index, this is a primary key and I need auto increment on it. That's it, done, the first field. The next is name of it. So name will be varchar. Let me say no product name exceeds 255 characters, assuming there's nothing like this. And most probably the product names will be unique. Let's say I can't put 2 Moto Gs into one table, right? Product names will always be unique. So then there is a price. Okay, price in decimals. So let's take decimal and I'll say decimal 10 comma 2, and this will be, price will never be negative, so unsigned. Okay, price can be duplicate too because one product and the other product may have the same price. Then we have a quantity table. Let's say quantity is always small int, let's say, because it does not exceed 10,000. Let's assume, okay, small int may afford 50,000, so small int 5. Again, quantity will never be negative, right? So unsigned. And then we have a status. So we did not discuss about enum in the previous classes, which I'll be discussing now. So enum, okay, enum is nothing but, it's like a radio button. You take a radio button, how many you can select from a radio button? Yes, this is a good question for you guys. How many can I select from a radio button? Yes, how many options can I select from a radio button? One. Any other answers? One. Abdul, Jinesh, one. Okay, 1 1 1, great. So enum is something like that. So in enum, okay, suppose you take male and female. Let's take gender. Okay, a person can either be a male and or a female, right? So it's only like pick only one of two. Now let's take accounts. So your account can be active, your account can be suspended, your account can be deleted. It can be only one of those three. So whenever you have a choice of picking only one out of many, always use that field to be enum. Some people say, hey, don't use enum because enum will stop or decrease your performance, and some say, hey, just use plain varchar so that the performance is really good. But while coming to database memory, okay, I suggest enum because enum only takes 1 byte of memory anytime. For instance, let's take varchar. Varchar's memory is always number of characters plus 1 bytes. So I don't seriously feel like, okay, let's use enum. That's what I feel every time because I'm a developer. I'm more comfortable with enum. Okay, so again, it's up to your choice to use which one. I prefer enum. So now coming to status here. Okay, enum always goes inside quotes. So status of a product. A product can be in stock. Okay, a product can be out of stock. So you may ask me like, hey, you are using quantity, what's again in stock and out of stock, right? So sometimes what happens is, for instance, you may have quantity. Let's say you may have 6, but 6 damaged pieces, let's say. That's still again quantity. When you write the invoice, you have six in 6 in store, but what if all the 6 are damaged? So in that case, you have to make the quantity as 0, which is not suggestible. Instead, simply you can say, hey, this is out of stock. Okay, right? So that's where we use this status. You can use any kind of status. Now enum has a default. You can set a default for enum. Okay, let's see what happens. So I'll say in stock is a default. As soon as somebody enters something into database, that means it is in stock. Later you evaluate, you update it to be out of stock. I don't care. Then the last one is added on. When does the consignment reach me? Always added on is timestamp. So if you have any questions why added on, okay, previous class, please jump to previous classes, you'll find it. So as defined, no, it's not as defined, it's current timestamp. Okay, the table is InnoDB and I just save. So there is something timestamp not null, default timestamp unique. Okay, there might be some problem here. Let's see. In stock, what's the spelling of in stock? Okay, let's see. Maybe where is that? Use near. Okay, let's do this. Still there's a problem. In stock. Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, this might help you. Right, we have our products table here. Okay, you can see the structure here. So I have again I have gave 3 queries to see the structure of a table using queries. Okay, so again previous classes, that's all in there. Okay, now this looks good. Let's start inserting some data here.